Hola, bom dia. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal live stream from expatsportugal.com. Thank you very much to everybody who joined us last evening, not long ago actually, for the webinar, the supermarket shopping special. And an excellent presentation from Astrid, which we will, of course, put up into our YouTube channel in the next 48, I will do that in the next 48 hours, and we'll be glad to do so. And in the Expats Portugal plan, we're very lucky to have Lonnie join us because it was a section of the plan where we were talking about moving away and how to maintain relationships with family and friends back in the old place. And Lonnie was extremely helpful, insightful, as we have come to expect from him. So thank you so much, Lonnie, for joining us last night. And the plans people. Never referred to them as that before, but that's who you are on the Expats Portugal plan. It is Feel Good Friday today. Somewhat in this first section, I'm going to have to tell you that with some bad news that's come in on hearing of the passing of one of the wonderful people in our community who I made friends with, never met in person, but made friends with and made an incredible impression on life in our community, and has left a legacy, an incredible gift to everybody. And we'll talk about her in just a moment. I think let's take a look at the weather first. We will welcome Philomena, because it's of course Filomena Friday here on the once a month on the Good Morning Portugal live stream, and I'm sure it's what Debs would have wanted for us to carry on with a spring in our step and a smile on our faces. But we will pay proper tribute to Debs and give you the chance to do so as well. Some of you will have already heard that terrible news about Debbie Dew's passing in the last few days. We need to share with you her incredible legacy and say a little bit about her. But let's have a look at the weather first, and we'll come back to that. And let me tell you, let me get the weather page up. It is very mild this morning. Studio window is open, which is always very nice. And it was nice out with the dogs this morning. Fresh air on the face. Very nice indeed. Tell me how it is in your part of Portugal, if you will, please. Going to the capital first then, and it's 17 degrees, 63 degrees Fahrenheit, the high today. Cloudy day by the look of it in the capital. 14 degrees centigrade low, 57 Fahrenheit low there. It sounds so high, doesn't it? 57 degrees Fahrenheit, but broken clouds in Lisbon, and better weather due on Sunday. Okay, Porto 13 degrees and misty at the moment. Yeah, so a misty day in Porto currently, and the high temperature will be 15 degrees with an 11-degree low, currently 13. Coimbra also 13 with overcast clouds, 15 degrees the high today with a 10-degree low, and raining there as it is in Porto, probably later on today. Faro, the 18-degree high to look forward to. That's great with broken clouds at the moment and a sunny weekend in prospect there. 19-degree high tomorrow on Saturday, 18 degrees on Sunday. You got any nice plans, anybody, for the weekend? Do let us know. And where did we get to yesterday? We went to, in the and more section of the weather pages, Bragança, Guarda, Porto Alegre, Setúbal, Viana do Castelo, and Villarreal yesterday. Let's have a look at the autonomous regions then, as we make our complete circuit of the districts. There they are, actually, not the autonomous regions there, but there on the bottom of your screen, you can see the districts. It's good to have that view of Portugal. Azores, 18-degree high today expected, 15-degree low, raining at the moment, and a rainy few days, raining and cloudy for the foreseeable future in the Azores. Broken clouds at 15 at the moment, and 6 degrees in Madeira. In my mind's eye, I have Madeira as an absolutely sun-baked place, but actually a little bit of sun maybe today. 6 degrees at the moment with broken clouds, 8-degree high, 5-degree low there in Madeira. So there's your weather. Let's see who's here this morning. It is lovely to be welcoming Thunderduck. Bon dia Alegria, and with all that chess talk, got the chessboard out and had a game with my lads yesterday. Who I'm not sure if I do want to play with him anymore. He was getting to a point where he said, "You're about to be beaten by a 10-year-old, Dad." Little rascal. But really great fun. So thank you so much, Thunder, for putting chess on the agenda here. And Thunder has to leave early today. Got a few errands I need to knock out. So good luck with your mission today, Thunder. Bom dia, quem fez alguma coisa? What a great phrase that is, alguma coisa em português ontem à noite. And what have you been up to? A few things in Portuguese last night. Today in Portuguese history from the prof. One, this is. Thank you so much. Got a couple of these today. The 1510 is the dateline. Muslim ruler of Goa, Yusuf Adil Shah, and his Ottoman allies surrender to Portuguese forces led by Alfonso de Albuquerque, who puts the Muslim population to the sword. My God. History number 2, 1949, Antonio Egas Moniz becomes the first Portuguese to win the Nobel Prize for his discovery of the therapeutic value of leucotomy in certain psychoses. We'll have to take your word for that, won't we? Thank you very much for those, Prof. And there's one for tomorrow as well, just about to come up. Bom dia, Gumpers! Feliz sexta a todos from James there. Thanks very much, James. Igualmente. Tomorrow in Portuguese history then, for Saturday, the oldest one I have... brilliant, Prof. 384 AD. Oh, remember it well. 37th Pope Damasus I dies in Rome, born in Egitania. Egitania sounds like a place where people are constantly upset, doesn't it? Egitania, nowadays Idania Avela, Portugal, which at the time was part of the Roman Empire. So there you go, for anyone who remembers Pope Damasus there. Deagle, 15 minutes yesterday in a cold Belfast, but it may be cold over there, but look at this. There's the fireplace from the Deagle household with some rather lovely Christmas decorations. Lighting up Christmas, of course, that's what we're doing here. No talk of the C word when it comes to Christmas here. We are adapting, evolving, and making sure that we are having a great time of love, compassion, and kindness. What Christmas is really about. Okay, whatever your particular niche beliefs are, I'm sure we can all be united in that. Lovely open roaring fire there, Deagle. Thank you very much for that. Matty, what are you up to? How's it going, Matty? Bom dia, alegria a todos de Amsterdão. 15 minutos, membros hoje. Sorry, but can't stay. Have to bring one car to the garage and pick up my new car. Listen to you, 2 cars, Matty. Have a good day, Matty, and good luck with all your preparations. Bom dia, alegria a todos from a breezy San Martino de Portugal. Have you been out? Do you go out for a constitution in the morning, Cindy, or is that just sticking your head out the window? I wonder. But good morning to you, Cindy. Bon dia. Your interview is bringing so much great feedback. People, understandably, it's a word that you're never far away from, and inspired by your adventure and your plans as well, I have to say. Bon dia, alegria a todos from a breezy San Martino de Porto, then from Cindy this morning. Bon dia, we're back online. Jay and Diane, fantastic. Looking forward to seeing you two soon in the Bay as well. Our wonderful Airbnb host loaned us a Vodafone hotspot with 30 days top up. That's all right, isn't it? Good service. We have been in the cyberspace wilderness for a couple of days. Were there upsides to that, I wonder? And the man who I was thanking before, thank you so much, Lonnie, for all you do for us. Bon dia todos. Feliz sexta-feira. Good morning to you, Lonnie. Thanks for joining us again this morning. Bon dia todos, kids. The nublada, a cloudy Prada Rocha. Feliz sexta-feira. People do like saying sexta-feira, don't they? I think. Susan Taxi here as well. Bon dia to you both. Thank you for your pickies. Great to see those. And bon dia from Pam as well. Pam, what is that little emoji there that's gone, I think, into monochrome, when I'm sure when you posted it, it was in colours? That little flower. There's a pleasure, says Lonnie, for last night. My way of paying forward the generosity I've received from this community. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Nonetheless, morning, everyone, from Fiona there. Blessed is the word I can see. Blessed be from your, it's not a logo, is it? Your emblem. Your emblem. What is that that we see there on your Facebook profile, Fiona? And happy Human Rights Day to honor the adoption by the UN of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. Is it possible, do you think, Prof, that we can have a deeper dive into that? I don't know. We probably can't read the whole thing out on the show, but it's very easy just to mention it, isn't it? And people talk about human rights a lot. Especially at the moment. Perhaps there's something more we can do to remind people of how important that is. A dark and lightly rainy 55 degrees in Porto there, bearing out, I think, the weather report earlier given. Hola, Nubianet. Great show with Cindy yesterday. There you go. I'm also a happy single person. It's been a freezing 8 to 12 for the past week in Northern California there. Thank you, Nubianet. Great to have you here. Is today really Human Rights Day, says Will Thompson. We would like to know. I'm sure that's the case. But Prof is good on these things. And let's take a deeper dive. Great to have you here, Will. Bon dia, alegria from Australia, from Michelle. And Mike Hart is here as well. Good morning, folks. Hey up, Mike. A nice pic of your flip-flops there. Beautiful. And that's lighting up Christmas. I may well be playing video of earlier in the year. People are sending in video and photographs of earlier in the year of their trips to Portugal. I think it's important to remember the lights, to remember why we came to Portugal, to remember why we love living here in Portugal. There's a picture there, right there. Flip-flops on the beach and beautiful blue sunny skies. That's what we are looking forward to, right? At this time of year, as well as not wishing we weren't here in this time of year. Mindfulness, of course, mindfulness and merriment at Christmas, but also with this great human capacity we have to imagine, we can consider, can't we, that if this darkness, in whichever way you see it, metaphorically or actually at this time of year, is getting to you a little bit, it will not persist. It will come to pass. Elra Linda, morning all from Elra. Hey up. Morning to you, Elra. And I told my neighbours in Finnish that my car was at the car doctor. They laughed, then corrected me. Great getting an intentional laugh in another language. Who's ready to be funny in Portuguese? Yes, go on, give it a go, everybody. And in the chess, today is game 11 at the chess championship. If Carlsen wins, the match is over. Well, yes, if Carl wins in his own house, it's over for the time being, but the 10-year-old is going to be coming back at me, and we're really enjoying it. So thank you, Thunder, for that. Good morning to you, Carl. Despite setting the board up wrong, we do need a bit of coaching. Just to say thank you to everyone who made a donation towards the Christmas Toy Appeal 2021 for children in need. Marvelous. Great to hear that, Jacqueline. Due to the COVID, we were able to do and complete this. We were. Okay, so due to the COVID, we were able to do and complete this year's mission. I think that's right. Mrs. M's here, midlife crisis. It is fascinating that it's Human Rights Day while the head of the EU is urging that the Nuremberg Code be scrapped. Wow, yes, and your beard is growing back fabulously. I think that's to me, in case anyone else might be worried about that. And from Michelle to Sabio, Verdejanos by Carlos Paredes. It's beautiful music. Thanks for the recommendation. So there you go. It doesn't go unnoticed, the lovely information that flows back and forth here on the Good Morning Portugal show. Joao F is here, Felicia Epoca, Natalica. Oh, that's great, isn't it? Happy Christmas time. Like that. Epoca is a great word, isn't it? Natalica or Natalicia. Let me know. Natalicia. That's got to be right, isn't it? I'm going to probably get one of these. She'll be here in a little while, won't she? What did you just say? Yay, from Philomena. Hippa! Let's see. Oh, waking up after falling asleep earlier, I just realized it's my birthday. Oh, parabéns a você, Nubianette. Thank you for sharing it yourself with us this morning on your special day. Well, lots of folks here today. Bom dia, pessoas. Hello, Khadija. Good morning to you. And Jack Polly as well. From a Polly to a Harley. Bom dia, Joao. Chris Robinson also here. And the birthday wishes coming in to you, Nubianette, from Cindy B. And others. We will come back to those. But Catherine, St. Catherine's here. Bon dia, Carl from St. Catherine. Good morning to you. And another Catherine Nichols as well. Happy holidays, everyone. Antonio F. Mandy, all here this morning. I'm looking forward to a positive holiday-spirited show. It certainly will be with Philomena. You know it. Bon dia. Finally get to see you from the Algarve. Too early when in Azores, as you know, from Donna. Thanks, Donna. Great to see you here, Donna Morgado McLaughlin. So a clan member with Lonnie, I think a slightly different spelling, but a couple of McLaughlins in the house this morning. Quinta Essential also here. Bon dia from the UK. Hello, Quinta Essential. We want to know more about you, actually. Druba's here. Look. Bon dia, todos from Sintra's farming family. Yeah, Druba. Great to have you here. Article 1A. Okay, thank you, Prof. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. Oh, I feel a little bit moved just reading that out. There's some shoulding going on in there, I'm not keen on the word should, because that's the problem, isn't it? With articles of direction, these things that are embodied for future generations. But so I think worthy of enlivening. Putting new life and spirit into the meaning of these words, so that they're not withered muscles on the skeleton of humanity, or in the mind of humanity. They are real. We need to make this real again, do we not? Dominique Kaur, good morning, everyone. Hello, Dominique. Gemini also here, and Anna, fantastic. You're right, Rebel Mama. Lots of people here this morning. Bon dia from Villarreal de Santo Antonio. Soon heading back to Sweden for Christmas. Preparing myself for a cold shock. Yes, indeed. Why would you do that? Bon dia, alegria. Os touros de uma Tavira nublado. So cloudy Tavira this morning. Jean, your video I will play as well. Carl, in the end, you got Natalicia right. Whoa, phew. Article 2 then of the human rights Act, everyone, a declaration is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, or religion. Excellent. Hank, hola, bon dia from California. How are you, wonderful people, this Friday? Pretty good, Hank, pretty good. And apart from the terrible news I have to share, actually, we have lost one of our community, a very special person who I'll talk about in just a moment after we've all gathered here this morning. And Gary Orgle's here. Bon dia, everyone from the UK this morning. And let's cheer on Lewis Hamilton this weekend. Somebody said F1, I just heard on the radio this morning, is not a sport, Gary. It's just traffic. Discuss. Bon dia from Eric as well. Eric Willingham is here. Finished chores early yesterday and enjoyed sunny 18 holes in Feelgood. Wow, living the dream. Nice one, Eric. And Nubia Net, thank you. That's all those wishing you a happy birthday. More will come, I'm sure. Apparently it's fake news. Ursula von Leyen is calling to mandate the you-know-what, not scrap the Nuremberg Code, though these ideas are definitely not compatible. Mixed messages about. Certainly do, Mrs. M. Be careful out there. Penny Albertella, bon dia, everyone from Brixham this morning. Hi, guys. Looking forward to seeing you fantastic people in a couple of weeks. Wow, it's upon us. Fantastic. And happy birthday to the birthday person. And just finally, for the time being then, Article 3, everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. 30 articles in total. Those three are quite enough to be getting on with, and we might revisit and practice those, might we not, at the moment. So, Pete, first to say, so sad to hear of Debbie's loss. What a fabulous person who has created something that will be great for all of us that stay in Portugal. Absolutely right, Pete. So let's talk about Debs now for a moment. I have the Share and Care Portugal Facebook group to share with you, which of course she started, and so I'll put that on the screen, and of course I will share a lovely photo of her as well, so you will know from her appearances on the show from time to time. This is Debs, and let me find this lovely photograph of her with her cat. Really beautiful. There she is. You can see the light in her face and the love, and what an incredibly positive and wonderful person Debs was, and her spirit and legacy continues to be. I first met Debs because she wanted to let everybody know how difficult, and there's a certain irony in this, it is losing a loved one in Portugal when her husband suddenly died in central Portugal, and she went through the most horrific process and situation with that. And her work thereafter, as well as grieving and coming to terms with that, was to help other people who found themselves in a similarly awkward and horrible situation. So part of that was starting. She was inspired to start Share and Care Portugal as a result. And I spoke to her, and I spoke to Donna Jacqueline Brown, who you see here in our community from time to time. And I spoke to them both because both had found themselves in this terrible situation when you have a sudden death in Portugal. And it's quite a harrowing interview or program that we made together, the three of us. I don't know, last year, I think, a year ago, perhaps. And we clearly help is needed. That's why they were willing to talk about the difficult situations that they've been through. It's just so that other people don't have to go through that again. And so began Share and Care. And it was a real shock to hear of Deb's passing in the last couple of days. I understand she had been struggling with pneumonia in the last little while. And but nobody supposed that she wouldn't make it through. And then the news came through that she hadn't. And so we honor her today here on Good Morning Portugal and in the Expats Portugal community. If you go to, this is the best I think we have as a community to show our love and respect and remembrance. If you go to Share and Care Portugal, already there are many tributes. People are struggling with the news, as you would expect, shocked and saddened by the news, and also expressing their love and deep gratitude to Debbie there. So I urge you to do that as well. And our love and best wishes and care and compassion and all that we can possibly do for her family is there for them. And I received a message from her son Derek. So love to you, Derek, and all the family. If you happen to be listening in this morning, hope you and your family are as well as can be under the circumstances. And on behalf of the community here, I send our love to you. And I have a final thing to read out for Debs, and I will go to see what you have to say in the comments as well. But this seems really appropriate to read out because for Debs, because she was a prolific poster on Facebook and a real help to people in that situation of loss and grief on Sharing Care Portugal. And so she would be in there most days, it would seem, giving people encouragement and solace and support. And she posted this only in the last week or so, which seems the right way possibly to remember her own post that we can read for her now, if you'll permit me. So she says, remember me. Don't remember me with sadness. Don't remember me with tears. Remember all the laughter we've shared throughout the years. Now I am contented that my life, it was worthwhile, knowing that I passed along the way, I made somebody smile. When you're walking down the street and you've got me on your mind, I'm walking in your footsteps, only half a step behind. So please don't be unhappy just because I'm out of sight. Remember that I'm with you each morning, noon and night. So rest in peace and thank you, Debs, for all you've done, your contribution to the community of expats in Portugal who might find themselves in that really awful situation that you did so much to help people with, not just sudden loss, but in grieving and having support if you find yourself alone here in Portugal. And I know if I speak for my colleagues at Expats Portugal as well, we'll do what we can to support, share and care because we had many conversations about this and we could see how important it was for everybody, as Pete was saying just now. So we'll do our best to support you and the project. And please join Share and Care Portugal. Let your feelings be known there in the shock of hearing that Debbie Dews, as we knew her, Debbie Dews has passed away in the last few days. And let's see what you're saying in the comments about Debs. Bless her memory, says Nubianet, and the hearts of her loved ones. Lovely blessing, says James to Nubianet. Thank you for that. A caring and compassionate legacy from Michelle. Sending love to all who knew Debbie from Fiona Worrell there. And so sad to hear about Debbie. Much love and blessings to her friends and family, and a simple heart there from Quinta Essential. Thank you very much for that. So we will return, obviously, to share with you what we can about Care and Share Portugal. And a beautiful tribute to Debs from Lonnie McLaughlin there. Thanks, Lonnie, for that. Okay, I think the thing to do is we will await. We know, don't we? I think with Debs that she would want us to be, obviously she taught us. She shared with her many approaches to grief, and it's a real mixed thing, isn't it, when somebody passes? Suze is saying very moving how this community cares. That's lovely. Thank you, Suze. But yeah, mixed emotions, obviously, at a time when somebody passes. And I have the sense as well, though, that she would want us to be of good cheer as well. So we will move on now, notwithstanding our love and respect for Debs. And I will, more comments coming in. So sad to hear the news about Debbie, such a legacy there. Thank you very much for that, Debs. And I think the thing to do is, I don't like to be, I hear radio programs and people are talking about something sad and then, okay, now, we'll play a record or whatever, move on with some news. But you do have to move on, don't you? And so sorry to hear about Debs. I think maybe a way to do that is with our whistling tune of good cheer, a little bit early this morning, but I will play that now. And whilst looking at pictures of central Portugal, which again seems to be a fitting tribute to Debs as well, because she loves central Portugal. So we can do that. And I know she and Pete knew each other in central Portugal. Pete, of course, who made the montage of central Portugal images that is the start of the Good Morning Portugal show. So maybe a period of a little further reflection and love for Debs as we look at that intro theme. Go hug someone you love, says Thunder, quite right too. One death is always a death too many. Let us be worthy of her legacy and keep her in our memories and in our hearts. Thank you, Joao F, for that. So I'll see you on the other side of this. Thank you very much. Okay, we're into Feel Good Friday with Philomena, and I had a thought yesterday, and you may have noticed this that I tend to shoehorn in. We have Light Up Christmas, and again, carrying on the celebration of Deb's life, a very loving, a real love and light person for sure, and who I think, if I may say so, would thoroughly approve of our efforts to light up Christmas. And it occurred to me yesterday that it's all getting shoehorned in at the end, isn't it? It's great to talk to people as we do. And it would appear that the news is getting prioritized over the idea of lighting up Christmas, and we can't have that. We need the news as a little bit of context, don't we? A little bit of a reference point, but in no way should it overshadow our efforts here to light up Christmas. So I think what I'm going to do from now on in this epocha, Natalicia, we will lead with that. We'll replace more and more weather and news. I like doing the weather, but certainly with the new stuff in the first half hour. Let the news be that there is light coming from Portugal. There is light coming from the center of villages and towns and cities for the people of Portugal, and there's light coming from Portugal to the rest of the world. And over here, there is no talk of cancellation, or if there is, it's quickly replaced with evolution, adaptation, and celebration as we share our wonderful pictures. So no more shoehorning in to the end of the show. As we await the arrival of Philomena, we'll prioritize light. Okay, we won't squeeze it in at the end as an afterthought. It's our primary concern, is it not? We'll kick it off, however, with look at this lovely pic of the doc who was going off to Nazaré, wasn't he, on Wednesday? And he sent a video as well, or Leona and Doc, who I'm looking forward to seeing later today, sent in some lovely pics and videos. And there he is, pondering the light on the water. Light everywhere when we look for it, right? The light on the water of the Atlantic is really something very special, and animated by huge waves as well. And the doc hoping to see a few there. I'm not sure if he got the size of wave he was looking for. However, I'm also going to share with you some of the pictures that people have taken earlier in the year, because the light of Portugal is something else, isn't it? It is a country of light. For example, thank you very much to Annika, who sent in 3 pictures from her earlier trip this year. That's got to be down there in the south in the Algarve, hasn't it? But also she sends the light on the water from there as well. Isn't that beautiful? That's what we've got to look forward to in spring and summer, and actually autumn and some of winter of next year, 2022. Let's go into it with light in our hearts and anticipation of more light, shall we? And the sun on the water, the setting sun, that she was that the 17th of November that was taken? It must be, right? Isn't that great? And that one too, the 7th of November. Look at that light in a winter Portugal there. Incredible. Thank you very much. And over. Oh, this is yours, isn't it, Suze? Taxi looking at the Christmas lights. You say you don't want to be wasting money on Christmas decorations because the money is being saved up for the move to Portugal. Quite right, too. Looks like a film set as well. I could do with that light here in the studio. And I think you've done it beautifully there. You honoured the lighting up of Christmas. And I think that has a very nice feel to it with its pink flamingos. A nice twist there. And there is no need, is there, to go to unnecessary expense. I think most of us are intelligent and imaginative enough to work with the materials we've got and make a thoroughly fabulous show of lighting up Christmas. In Braga, look, the light of summer, I would say, or spring on Braga. And I think that was called The Little Church by Laura, who sent that in to us. Thank you very much, Laura. And another shot of Braga. Look at that. Look at the sun shining down on the righteous of Braga there. This is what we shall be returning to, folks. And I'll just quickly, before we talk to Philomena, a video clip now. Thank you, Jean, for this. Wonderful. This is a light show within a light show. Check this out. Thanks, Jean, from Tavira. Marvelous. Thank you, Jean, for that. So plenty more of that, and it won't be shoehorned into the end of the show. Keep those pictures coming in. I don't know what I'm going to do space-wise. I'm going to have to get an extension on the memory inside StreamYard for sharing all of these, because I want to montage them in some way as well. And I did say I'd stick them up on the forum as well, didn't I? So expect them over there as well. But now, folks, let me go. Let me play this for you, because this is an important moment. Feel Good Friday, a little bit of this.
Filomena Friday.
Filomena Friday. And here she is from Miranda de Corvo, Portugal.
Olá.
Olá, bom dia, alegria.
Olá, bom dia a todos.
And may I say how magnificent you are looking today.
Oh.
Beautiful colors for you. And what a lovely, is that a brooch or pendant there that you've got? That looks very special. Hold on a minute. Let me just zoom in on you. Hold on. There we go. He's lighting up Christmas. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. Yes, is that a family heirloom? Something special there? Looks really magnificent. Like you've had to take it out of the safe for a special ceremonial occasion like today.
No, it was a present from a friend a long time ago, but I like it. Yeah.
Oh, como estás? How are you, Philomena? Great to have you here.
Sim, é sempre bom voltar.
É sempre bom voltar. Well, that's good to be back, right? Fantastic.
Yeah, good to be back.
And I should have issued a warning, shouldn't I? For those of a delicate disposition, there may be singing on the show. Is that right?
Maybe.
Okay, all right. You have been warned. We can't say fairer than that.
Yeah.
All right. And get your bucket. Somebody said, I think last time, I wish I had a bucket big enough for Carl to carry the tune in. I'm not daunted. I'm happy to give it a go again. So what were you thinking for today? Feel Good Friday. Always a lot of fun learning about Portuguese language and culture with you. What's on your mind today, Philomena?
Well, for today, starting with, I'm sorry, but I have to say it, starting with your mistakes, Carl.
Yeah.
I was thinking of speaking about when to use the word. Yes. When to use the words meu, minha, and seu, sua, etc. So maybe that's a good idea to clarify where should you use those words, right? And then, because it's Christmas time, of course, some Christmas songs, right?
Yes, excellent. And what? Because I did send you one Christmas song, Deagles.
Yeah.
Deagles like a Christmas song, and you thought that's going to be a bit difficult for us, that one.
No, I mean, well, because I'm contralto, so my voice doesn't go like that, right? So
mine does sometimes.
It's a bit hard. But the song that you have sent me is one of the translations of Jingle Bells. Right.
Okay.
So it's not a Portuguese song. It's a version of Jingle Bells. I thought I have just sent you a picture of a song that is Portuguese, a Portuguese song. I've sent you just now of Natal de Elvis.
Oh, what Elvis? It's gonna be not that Elvis.
Actually, we could do Natal de Elvis or Natal de Évora, o menino está dormindo. But okay, and Natal de Elvis is a good Portuguese song. Yeah, that's the one.
So just very quickly, it's not the Natal de Elvis as I thought it would be. It is the Natal de Elvis. But we can. And if you do want, if it makes it easier for you, you can sing it in an Elvis style.
Yeah, why not?
If you do, you must record it on WhatsApp and send it in. Okay, you Elvis, men and women alike. Okay,
yeah, so that's right.
We'll return to that, but first, some castigation, because of course I try and speak to you in Portuguese when we're WhatsApping each other. I made the big mistake of calling you meu amiga.
No, you just give me input for the for the show.
A learning opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
All right.
but it's good. It's good because just when I see the mistakes, I realize that there is some problem, and so we could work on that, right?
Yeah, indeed.
So it's you learn with your mistakes all the time, isn't it? Every
Story of
time
my
you're
life.
learning what your mistakes.
Story of my life, Philomena. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not just yours.
No,
So
it's the way of human beings. Absolutely. So, okay,
yeah.
yeah, over to you.
So we can start with the possessives. Okay, meu, teu. Well, first of all, as everything else in Portuguese, we don't have. For example, to say my in English, just my. You can say my car, my house, my tables, my books, anything. It's always my, right?
My
But of
horse.
course,
My kingdom for a horse.
yes, my
Yes,
kingdom
yes,
for a horse. But
yes.
not in Portuguese. In Portuguese, you can have the singular, the plural. You can have the masculine, the feminine, right? So, for example, for the word my, you can say meu, minha, meus, minhas, according to what comes next. So,
Yes.
for example, you said to me, meu amiga, right? And can you explain why you thought that it was meu amiga?
Yeah,
Because you
because
were a man and you thought that being a man you should say meu all the time, or
no,
why?
it wasn't even that thoughtful. I thought because I think this might be a thing for us people learning Portuguese. You congratulate yourself on getting part of it right, and then you just say what you want to say. So I first of all I put meu amigo, and I thought, hold on a minute, that's not right. I've got to change that. Philomena will be really proud of me. I have to call her amiga, of course, not amigo. And then I just sent it, not realizing that the possessive had to be changed as well. So
Yeah.
it was just typically, fast and
No,
furious
but
communication. I didn't even think.
you do an excellent job with the language. You are doing fine. But of course, these little details that, as you said, you changed one thing because you thought of that, and then you didn't think of the other. But it's a little detail. But for example, in that case, if you want to say to me, my friend, because the word is, as you said, amiga in the feminine, then it should be minha amiga, right? Not meu, but minha amiga. So you can always say meu amigo. So they always come together, right? Meu amigo or minha amiga, my friend, right?
Yes.
Of course, if you want to say in the plural, my friends, you could also say meus
Meus.
amigos, and minhas amigas in the plural.
They'd have to all be women though, wouldn't they?
Minhas amigas, yes, for women.
Yes.
If you
Yes.
say meus amigos, can be just men or men and women. Yeah.
That's an interesting point then. So it defaults to the masculine if it's
Yes,
generalized.
it's a group with children, men, women all together. You can always use you should always use the masculine.
Okay, interesting. Good.
Yeah. So that is the example. For example, you say meu amigo, but you say minha amiga, you say meus amigos and minhas amigas, and then following the other possessives. So you have your. So if to say your, as usual, you have the your that is more formal and the your that is more familiar, more informal, right? So with friends. So if you start with the informal, it would be teu, for example, o teu amigo, your friend. And by the way, when we speak about, for example, if I want to say your friend is here, then in Portuguese you have to say your friend is here, right? You say o teu amigo está aqui. So, for example, you say o teu amigo for your friend, or a tua amiga if it's a girl. So a girl friend, And so in the plural, you could say os teus amigos, your friends, or as tuas amigas. Then if you want to use the more polite form, why are you laughing?
Because there's quite a lot in there, isn't there? And we will be still. You know, I think what people think is, there he goes, Munson's feeling the heat again. But we'll be testing you in a minute, everybody. It's all right for you sitting there with your tea and toast,
Yeah,
laughing
you
at
can
me.
start writing sentences with meu,
Yes,
teu, seu. Yeah,
yes, there
write
you
a
go.
sentence. Send
Go,
a
everybody.
sentence to us. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just
So
about me sitting here.
so
Not.
for example, using the word seu and sua
Yeah.
can be a bit ambiguous, because seu and sua can be several things. Can be your, if you are addressing the person in a formal way, você. It can be his, it can be her, it can be their. So using seu and sua is a bit ambiguous. So that's why
you could hide in the detail there, couldn't you? I'm thinking you got a better chance
so,
of getting it right.
So we usually use seu and sua, or seus and suas, just when we want to say your in a formal, a polite way. So o seu amigo, your friend, or a sua amiga, your friend. But when we want to say his or her, or when we want to say their, we use another word. We use dele, dela, and deles, delas, of him and of her and of them, right? Thank you, Elsa. For example, when we use the word dele and dela, then the order of the words in the sentence change. For example, if you want to say his friend using the word dele, then you have to say the word friend first, and then you say dele. So you say o amigo dele, because it's the friend of him, right? So o amigo dele. Dele, D-E-L-E, right? Dele. O amigo dele. Or o amigo dela, her friend. Or you could say, then dele and dela doesn't depend on the word amigo or amiga anymore, right? You can say o amigo dele or a amiga dele. It's his friend, his male friend or his female friend. O amigo dele, his male friend, his boyfriend, and a amiga dele, meaning his female friend, right?
Yes.
So the word dele doesn't change. It's always his, and then you can use anything and then say dele. It doesn't depend on being masculine or feminine anymore, because the word dele is his all the time, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So and it comes after the word, so it doesn't depend on the word any longer, right? You say o amigo dele, a amiga dele. Yeah. And the same using dela, her. So you can say o amigo dela, her friend, male friend, a amiga dela, also her friend, but her female friend, right?
Yeah.
Or even the plural, os amigos dela, her friends, or as amigas dela, her friends, her girlfriends, right?
Okay,
so
that's a pretty good. What is that called? Is that a pronoun? Her?
It's a possessive, a possessive determiner, yes, or a possessive pronoun sometimes. Yeah.
And actually, there are certain words that really appeal to me, and Della is one of them. It's a lovely word, and I think it's just I was drifting off a little bit there, thinking about sort of Latin, the etymology, because it must be connected with Delia and Adele, and maybe it means her or she or woman or something like that. But then
Dele, for example, is two. it's two words together. It's the word de, of or from, plus il, he, right? So it becomes
of him or of
dele,
her.
right?
Yes. Okay.
Of him, of her. That's why I've translated a while ago, the friend of him or the friend of her. So
Those things really
dela,
help. Yeah. Yeah.
dela is de plus ela together, right?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just one word, dela.
Okay. Very good.
And the same with their. For example, you can say o amigo deles, their friend, or
Yes.
in the plural, it's the same, os amigos deles, their friends.
Okay.
But the word dele, dela, deles, delas doesn't depend, they don't depend on the object or the, sorry, on the object or the person, or it doesn't depend on being masculine or feminine, what you are referring to, but it's his or her and their. All the others, meu, teu, seu, vosso, also your in the plural, vosso or vossa, vossos, vossas, those change according to the following word, because you have to say that word first, the possessive, and then you say the noun, right? So the for example, o meu carro, my car, or a minha casa, my house. But if you want to say her house, then you have to say a casa dela.
Yeah.
Of course, you can say a sua casa. For her house, you could also say a sua casa. But unless you are already in a conversation in the context and you know for sure that sua casa means her house, it can be a bit not very clear if it's her house or your house or their house. It's a bit confusing sometimes. And even in Portuguese, sometimes we have some jokes with that, because sometimes you say sua or seu, and you think that is his or her, and no, it's your. Or so playing with those words, there are some jokes with those words. But I think the best way is to use seu or sua when you want to say your in a polite way, and then the others using dele, dela, deles, delas. That's the easiest way, and it's absolutely clear what you want to say.
Thank you, Philomena, for that. And I think as well, it's so helpful to get out there and talk using these, isn't it? Talk to people, make the mistakes, and be correct.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Because
And
you can't, it's really hard to learn this sort of thing in a book, I think, because you don't know if you've actually got it right, do you?
And I'm not criticizing you, Carl. I'm not. I mean, you are doing a great job. You are doing a great job. And of course, unless you try, you won't learn, right?
Exactly.
So you have to try, even if, because, for example, when you said to me, meu amiga, I understood, right? I mean, it was not something that I would not understand. I understood. So that's the main point. When you pass the message, that's the main point. But of course, if you can speak a bit better, it's better also for you.
I always appreciate that from you. Absolutely do.
Yeah.
So we got a few comments, and we may have some questions. Anything you've got for Philomena this morning on the language or on the culture, because of course I think we're going to ask you how to celebrate Christmas in a Portuguese way.
Yes, we can speak about that. Yeah,
because this is our last one before Christmas for you and I. We're going to a new year, so we already learned this morning Epoca Natalicia.
Época natalícia. Very good.
Yeah, I got there in the end with that. But let's see what people are saying. Suze is saying, to the spirit of moving on and life moving on, que a tomate verde disse ao tomate vermelho. Ketchup. What's that? What's the difference between a green tomato and a red tomato? Is that
what did the green tomato said to the red tomato?
Catch up. Very good. A joke. Thank you. I wouldn't. The glory of that. It's like a Portuguese dad joke, that, isn't it? That would not have been revealed to me had it not been for Philomena being here this morning, which is great. Okay, Portuguese guitar. We have been introduced to where's Eusebio? We've been introduced to the work of this man here on the left. It's Pedro. Oh, what's his other name? I can't remember now, but we'll come back to that. But Michelle, really enjoying that, and other such recommendations are gratefully received. I am new to Portuguese guitar, says Michelle. I think I may have heard it in Cesaria Evra's band there. Okay, a particular track by the sound of it, an anthem, a classic. Especially for Doug now. Oh, Munson, you're being Bluetoothed onto my car hi-fi system. Carl with a bit of bass. That's especially for you there, Doug. Oh, gosh, wonder what that sounds like. The sun and its light is always there. The clouds simply hide it from time to time. Well said, James. A resident philosopher, one of a team of erudite thinkers that we're proud to have here on the Good Morning Portugal show and within the Expats Portugal community. Cindy B from Joao. Yesterday I had to get moving before the end of your show and didn't get to tell you what a remarkable woman you are. We're surrounded by remarkable women here, aren't we? Not to take anything away from Cindy B, but you're looking right at one on the screen with me this morning, Philomena. On Philomena Friday. And if you want to get in touch with Philomena, you can do that with the email address. Where's it gone? tripsforbrits at gmail.com if you do want to get in touch with the remarkable woman that is Philomena.
Thank you.
And we have also from Nubianet talking to Rebel Mama. 8 years ago, I spent my birthday in the hospital. It's Nubianet's birthday today in the hospital with my sister who gave birth to my nephew. They have a way of taking over your birthday. Francis is here. Thank you for your message, Francis. I really appreciate it. And you. Bon dia, criaturas. Hope you're all good. Just pooping in. Oh, I say. Last day before the holiday. Clear up after yourself, Francis. And wanted to wish you all a wonderful festive period. Oh, thank you. Igualmente. I'm blessed to have met you all here. See you in 2022. Like I said, he's going to be busy for the rest of the year. But we see you. We see you, Francis. And the turning of the earth does not diminish the sun or its light. It temporarily removes it from our sight. My goodness. He's on fire philosophically this morning. Hola, Filomena from Francis there.
Hola, Francis.
And good to have you this morning as well from Gemini. And a birthday wishes to Nubianet. Parabéns, I must say. Even though it may take me 2 or more years to move to Portugal, starting to downsize now. Yeah, thinking about all of that. And thank you all from the birthday girl, Nubianet there. And a bon dia, Filomena, from one of your fans, Joao.
Hola, Joao.
Okay, and Elra says in response to James, I actually like it when the light is out of sight. It means it's my favorite time of day. I should be sleeping. It's so good. Thank you for that, Elra. It's so good to learn with a giggle. If you're going to get told off, you want it to be from Philomena. Absolutely right. Matilda Elvis, not Elvis Carl from Antonio. I didn't use that really. Elvis is a
Yes.
Southern Portugal, ma'am. Possessives. Okay, so James, glad to hear about
Someone likes possessives.
He does. But he's a very particular person. He likes to get things right. So this will be among that, won't it? Some of us ride roughshod over the language. James is not one of them. Bon dia todos from Ubium. I prefer.
Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry to interrupt, but if someone has a question about what I have explained, I mean, sometimes people don't understand or they have some questions, they can ask, right?
Okay, and politics never far away. Politicizing the conversation this morning. I prefer to challenge the dominative patriarchy and call everyone Mina, although it already works with Pessoas now, Filomena. So how does that go down? Because if we do go briefly into the politics of language, you could argue, couldn't you, that any sort of patriarchal system might be upheld by the languaging. How is that seen in Portugal, would you say?
No, I mean, the thing is that some words are considered masculine and some words are considered feminine. So, for example, she says that she has been calling everyone Minha. If it's, for example, amigo is a word that is considered masculine, so it should be meu amigo and not minha amigo, right? Because it doesn't depend on on herself, but it depends on the word that comes after the word meu or minha.
Yeah.
But what can I say? Portuguese has masculine and feminine. Well, but if you go to German, for example, they have masculine, feminine, and neutrum. So
they do, don't they? So there she is. She's the one woman challenge to the patriarchy here on that basis, anyway. But I just want to see the look on the face of the old guy in the village when you refer to him. It's probably a bit like if you talk to an old man in the village. It's probably like going up to him and saying, "What's up, girlfriend?" He's going to what? I went to Fatima and I saw the ghost of Elvis. Wow, Ubi. I hope you got a photograph for the National Enquirer for that. It'd be worth a fortune. Love that. Rebel Mama, pronouns, gender, and other language seems so odd in this day and age. Agreement from Victoria there. Awesome girl. Yeah, there you go. Awesome girl from Victoria there at Nubia Net there. I think about the birthday present of a nephew, I think it was, wasn't it? Best thing with the birthdays, I can start my retirement countdown 5 years until I turn 60. Fantastic. And we're back there. The reminder, if there is, as Philomena says, if there is anything you haven't understood about that, it is now is the time to ask. I have to say, I love the way Carl goes through his Portuguese mistakes with such charming sense of humor. Yes, experiencing deep shame and embarrassment on the inside. Elves, no, might be a way of Algarvio, a person from the Algarve.
Algarvio, Carl. I-O at the end. Remember the I-A and I-O. Oh, come on. Lady.
Okay. Algarvio. So, is that true? Are the people of the Algarve known as little elves?
Yeah, they are Algarvios.
The Algarvios. So you're learning so much this morning. Fantastic. And Pamela, trying it out here. A minha gata está feliz esta manhã.
Congratulations, Pam. It's very, very good. Excellent.
Yes, she is. So she gets the other picture this morning, doesn't she?
You lost it.
Yeah, there you go. With the way. There you go. That's for you.
Muito bem.
You see, that's what you get, folks, when you do well. And you no idea how much
100%. It's 100%.
You really don't know, Philomena, how important seeing that picture is to us. Okay. More comments there. So well done, Pam. That's fantastic. Antonio saying mistakes are normal when we're learning. Better to make them with humor. Absolutely. I cringe when I hear hi guys, used for women in English because it is usually once again reverting to male as the norm. I only use guys if I'm speaking to all men. Get on there. Della.
Delas. By the way, we have already spoken about the vowels.
Yeah, open your vowels.
And the way you should read the vowels, if it's an open vowel in the feminine form, like L, and remember you have to open your mouth, L, and then delas with the open E. And then for the masculine, you close the vowel, and then it's il, and so you say dil and deles. So the 4 words on the screen, they are read dil, dela, deles, delas.
Okay, one more time, and this applies to you at home. Do not just watch, okay?
Yes, you have to repeat.
Tell people in the house this is what you're practicing your Portuguese. So let's one more time then, please.
So let's repeat.
Yes.
Dele,
dela,
deles, delas.
It's almost like Dallas. And I feel a song coming on with that. There's a lovely alliteration in there, isn't there? We need a nursery rhyme around that, don't they? I'm starting to recognize different words used in different areas, but not accents yet. Rebel Mama with her experiences of the language. And to Pamela, ela está ao sol. What does that mean? You're alone?
Because he's speaking about the cat.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because Pam said that the cat is happy this morning. So Antonio is asking if the cat is lying on the sun.
Oh, the cat is lying in the sun, of course. Okay, yes. I'll have to catch this on replay. Bom fim de semana a todos. Igualmente, meu amigo. Yes.
Muito
Yeah,
bem.
Bom dia from the Porky Feet. Andy, mate, you've got the same look on your face that I have at my Portuguese classes. Do you know what the look is? I call it the Tucker Carlson. He's, the Fox News reader. He looks like it all the time, whatever he seems to be saying, but he's just got that constantly confused look on his face. So we can now forever refer to it as the Tucker Carlson. Like, I've gone all Tucker for a moment, like, what are you learning Portuguese? Oh, meu amigo, tem problemas com o gato dela.
Wonderful, wonderful.
The friend has problems.
My friend has problems with his cat. Okay, the sentence is 100% correct. So congratulations on the sentence, Pam. Although the poor cat has problems, maybe, but I think she's just practicing. So yeah.
And I'm sorry. So again, the very interesting thing is a Portuguese thing. My friend, isn't it?
Yes, my friend has problems with the cat of his.
Yes, yeah, amazing. Thank you, Pam, for that. There's someone who's really giving it a go and doing very well, we have to say. Muito bem. Smash that like button. Now, you got to say that in Portuguese, Thunder, before you go. There'll be a gosto in there somewhere, won't there? Only in the later stage you'll notice the accents, but you'll get there.
Yes.
Words of encouragement from all our Portuguese friends this morning. It's fantastic. And back to the music for a moment. Cesaria Evora was a wonderful singer.
Yeah, because it should have an accent on the E, but probably the keyboard doesn't have the accent. So Cesaria Evora with an accent on the E.
Cesaria Evora was, that's his full name on Spotify. Cesaria Evora with an accent on the E was a wonderful singer, but really sang morna, a Cape Verdean style of music. They often use the cavaquinho, which is like a lute or ukulele. Thank you very much, Prof. I'm really enjoying that. Sim, push.
Cesaria also with an accent on the A, right? Okay, on the first A, Cesaria. Otherwise, you would read, how would you read if it's no accent and ending with an IA?
Cesaria.
That's right. You would read Cesaria. So not to read Cesaria, you put an accent on the first A and then it's Cesaria. Cesaria Evora.
Yeah, and I think I'm not alone in wanting to go Italian sometimes. I think often people are pulled towards an Italian pronunciation, aren't they? So, Cesaria, rather than a more restrained.
And using your hands, right? Cesaria Evora.
See, push. Now, this is one of Andy's conversation fillers when things get difficult. I think for nearly 2 decades he's got by saying to people in the street, push. And he's got an extra card that he plays, which is, está complicado. And then he walks away. So I think he's breaking beyond that, which is great. There's a Japanese book, says Joao F, that explains everything about the Portuguese language very well. Wow! Look it up. It will turn things so much easier for you. That's a great little tip there. Joao F, if you can find the name of that, I'm sure there'll be a lot of...
he has to tell us what is the Japanese book.
It sounds good, doesn't it? I hope to. It's my goal, says Rebel Mama. I want to speak with senhores velhos em minha aldeia. That's okay. Isn't it?
As senhoras, an A before the S, right? Senhoras, RAS, senhoras velhas, and then na, not just a, because again, as you said before, you don't say my friend. Remember, you say my friend. So here, instead of saying my village, you have to say my village. And because you have to, if you want to say in my village, then you have to join the word in with the, and it becomes the word na in this case, because it's aldeia with a feminine. So na minha aldeia. As senhoras velhas na minha aldeia.
There you go, Rebel Mama. That's fantastic.
And probably I wouldn't say as senhoras velhas. I would say probably as senhoras idosas ou as senhoras mais velhas na minha aldeia. Not just as senhoras velhas, but as senhoras mais velhas. Mais velhas, a bit older, just a bit older, right?
Very good.
As senhoras mais velhas na minha aldeia.
Yep. Okay. Very good. So that's more like saying elderly or aging rather than just straightforward old.
Old women.
Old women.
I want to speak with the old women, right?
Yep.
So maybe it's better to say as senhoras mais velhas.
Okay, 60 is the new 21, 21, but with more sense. Very good. Those should have some accents and might use some local vocab as well. Yes, when you get talking to them. That's fantastic, Rebel Mama. Thanks, Antonia, for your help this morning. Yeah, so come on, what's the name of that book, Joao? People want to know. And is it in Japanese? Have we got to learn Japanese to be able to understand Portuguese?
Maybe.
Oh, no. Michelle on the music. It's when the various stringed instruments play together, they create the space for each other's particular sound. Yeah, we got to hear that. Where's Capricorn 12 this morning? There is the one who is 86, my closest neighbor, and she's tough, as you would expect, right? Goes to the wood and carries back huge logs. Legend! I wonder if she'd ever come on the show. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? And to Pam, vai melhorar no fim de semana in Lisbon. It's already getting better. Okay, so what's that?
The weather, maybe? I don't know.
This weekend with Carlos Paredes. There we go. That's the man I was trying to reach for. Carlos Paredes is like he's playing two instruments at once. Skills, yes.
Carlos Paredes is fantastic.
Yep, thank you for that, for getting that straight. I always use the formal. In fact, I haven't even tried to learn two things, etc., since I won't need them for a long while. Very good. Just among friends, expat friends who probably won't know the difference anyway. Yes, of course. So that's good to start with the formal and the polite. Very good. Philomena from James, could we please clarify all the forms of for? We did this, didn't we? But could we have a refresher on that, please, briefly? Because we've got to start singing soon, haven't we?
The forms of for. Por and para, etc. Well, yes, we have spoken about this. The para always indicates either the direction you go. For example, para Lisboa, eu vou para Lisboa. I'm going to Lisbon. It can express the direction or the final goal that you have, the aim that you have. So, for example, you can say, as I said the first time, eu vejo Filomena Friday para aprender português. So that is the goal. So I watch Filomena Friday to learn Portuguese. So this is not just for, but it's also to. So para can be, so as I said, the direction or the final destination of something. And when I explained that, I even said that in visual terms, you have a point A and a point B, and then someone or something goes from point A to point B, right? And that is expressed by para. Then the por is about the way you take to get somewhere, or the procedure that is necessary for you to have something. For example, with money, you can say, eu comprei este livro por 10 euros. I bought this book for 10 euros. So you have to give the 10 euros to get the book. So this is the way it takes. For example, you can say, eu vou para Lisboa pela autoestrada. So if I say pela, which is por plus a, so the feminine of por, I'm just saying that I go to Lisbon, but on the highway. So I that is the way I take to get to Lisbon. So that is when we say por. So basically in a general sense, that's the differences. So, but of course, the best is to learn the expressions. You are not thinking every time you are speaking, you are not thinking, is this the final aim? Or no. But if you learn the expressions, like, for example, eu vou para Lisboa, or eu vou pela autostrada, you just have to listen and listen and listen. The more you listen, the more you learn. So if you listen to these expressions quite often, then in the end, you end up learning them without thinking. If it's, for example, you can say obrigado or obrigada if you are a woman, but you can say obrigado pela sua ajuda. Thank you for your help. So that is an expression that if you learn like that, obrigado pela sua ajuda, you don't have to think if it's para or por. You learn it like that, and then you don't have to
and you see this, don't you? I mean,
understand.
that's right. These phrases you see, like obrigado pela sua visita.
For example, yes, obrigado pela sua visita. Yeah. So I think that's the easiest way, maybe, to learn the expressions. And but of course, if you want to understand why, then of course the reason is that reason that, as I said, it's the way so, for example, obrigado pela sua ajuda. You are thanking for the help. So in that case, por is translated for, right?
Okay, very good. I hope that helps, James. The other thing that's useful, of course, here, and it always embeds things, doesn't it, if you've got a practical application. I've always thought you say when the food's coming or you're ordering food, para mí is for me, right? You do say
yeah, because the food's final destination is you, right?
Para mí,
so
para mí.
Yeah,
yes,
it's the final destination.
Para mí, okay, so that's useful. That's useful for you. Remember that.
Yeah.
Remember me and Philomena when you're saying para mí next time. When your plate of steaming, delicious food is heading your way and you're very hungry, you'll want that.
And it's the food's final destination for sure.
Okay, now these guys, Intermarché, we were doing our supermarket show last night on the cost of living here in Portugal, but their catchphrase is and their brand, one of their brands is por si, isn't it?
Por si, yeah. Por si.
For you, right?
Por si, for you, but it's not for you. It's another for you.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Yes, throw it away. Because, for example, if I say, will you do this for me? You know, if I ask you, please, Carl, could you do this for me? So in that case, it's not in my direction or my final goal, but it's an exchange. Let's say you do it for me, so as a favor, for example. So that is por si, for you, but it's a different for you. It's not your final destination. Like para mí, the food is para mí, a comida para mí. That is a different for you.
It's a service statement, isn't it? Like, we're here for you.
Yes,
rather than
that's right.
We're not doing it to you. We're here for you.
For you. Yeah, for you.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you for prompting that, James. Excellent stuff. Soon, says Nubian, I'll get serious about learning Portuguese and booking my rescheduled recon trip. I've been watching the videos. I'll probably end up with a slight Brazilian accent. I hear it almost daily, says Nubian. And this is very nice. This refers back to Antonio's comment. They usually are. These are the tough older ladies. My grandmother died at 97, and she still took care of her grandchildren, me and my siblings. Isn't that fantastic? So sweet. You must have wonderful memories of her. My grandmother was 94 when she died and lived with us. My kids remember her well. That's beautiful when that can happen, isn't it? And shishbish is the Portuguese word for pig feet, but some people may use of it to speak of their own feet. Okay. I love your feet, people. They do so much for you. I live in a small village and I'm friendly with everyone, but won't use the informal for years, I expect. I think Pam said somewhere that she uses too. Oh, yeah, I use the informal too with most people, she says, and perhaps not causing offense, but how would you know? Okay. Why did the Portuguese guy take Xanax, his panic attacks? There's a kind of, is that a Portuguese pronunciation joke in there? I think.
Xanax.
Xanax.
Why did the Portuguese take Xanax?
Okay, I never meant to take Philomena's credits away. No, not at all. It's a group effort, isn't it? It's really great.
Of course. I mean, everyone helps, isn't it?
Yeah, amos lições, Filomena. So I love your. So what is that? I love the. What are the lições?
Lessons. Lições, the lessons. Yeah.
Okay.
Although it should be the Filomena of. And by the way, there is another difference between the verb amar and the verb adorar.
Oh.
We usually use the verb amar when we speak about our beloved ones, right? So, for example, you can say, eu amo o meu marido, I love my husband, or eu amo os meus filhos, I love my children. When you say that I love, for example, I love beer, then usually we say adoro, I adore, right? So instead of amo cerveja, it's more common to say adoro cerveja. In this case, if she wants to say that she loves Filomena's lessons, it should be adoro as lições da Filomena.
Gotcha. That's great. And that's really helpful. Thank you. But we got the gist. And with a little bit of a learning improvement on the top of that, that's fantastic. That's how we roll
very
here.
Good, very good.
It has to be said, though. I mean, the British actually do love their beer, and they demonstrate that.
Yes, but instead of saying amo cerveja, they should say adoro.
I think they do. They would rather say amor. A lot of them.
Maybe they are in love with the beer. Yes, they are in love with the beer.
It would appear so when you go down the Algarve. Memrise app is quite good and focused on listening skills. Hi, Rebecca. Good morning to you. My daughter does it every day, so I hear her lessons. This app is a good refresher and adds vocabulary. Cheers for chipping that in.
Listening. I think listening is essential. I think it's the key because it's like a baby. When a baby is born, he spends the first months of his life or her life listening, right?
Yeah.
So you listen, and then you start to reproduce what you listen. So you have to copy the way you listen, right?
Yeah.
So that's the main point, is listening, being surrounded by the language as much as you can, even if you don't understand a thing that you are listening on the radio or on the television. It doesn't matter, because your brain is getting a few sounds there. And so, and then in the end, you will see that you will recognize more and more vocabulary if you keep listening.
This is the truth about languages, isn't it? My 3-year-old's a really good example, because obviously he's been listening for 1 year, 18 months, 2 years. Then he starts saying his first words, and now he just talks all the time. And when he doesn't know the words, he just makes sounds up. Yes. Because he thinks that's what you're meant to do. That's obviously how I appear to him, as just going. That's what he does sometimes as well. Jeff, hello, Jeff. Good morning to you. My only suggestion is that when Philomena is explaining something, she puts on the whiteboard and has examples written. I'm a visual. Often we do that. We have done that before.
Today we haven't, but sometimes we write on. We put on the screen.
Yeah, 300 women and 1 man makes it masculine. It's true, though, isn't it? Yes, I plan to use this as well. There's so many good tools available. Nubianet talking to Rebecca there. I heard recently that France plans to remove gender from their language. Maybe someday the Portuguese will too. Well, that'll be interesting to watch. Obrigado por ser uma professora e amiga tão fabulosa, Filomena. One of your grateful students said, desculpam por ter faltado a uma aula muito marota, mas tentaram apanhar o dia de hoje. So what's Pete talking about there?
Well, Pete, the first sentence is 100% correct, Pete. Congratulations. And thank you. The second sentence, it has some, we can speak about that. But first of all, let's see the word desculpem. He is using the word desculpem. that is if he was, for example, if you were speaking to you and to me, to several people, then you should say desculpe, because it's the plural. The em there at the end indicates a plural in the verb. So desculpe is I'm sorry, but is to say I'm sorry to several people, to two people at least. So in this way, because Peter addresses me in an informal way usually, so it should be desculpa. Desculpa should be the correct verb form. Por ter faltado uma aula muito marota, well, the class was not naughty. He was naughty to miss the class. So he's saying, I'm sorry for having missed a very naughty class. Well, the class wouldn't be naughty.
Own it, man.
mas tentando apanhar o dia de hoje, so he's trying to catch up today, right?
Yes, indeed. Okay.
But very, very well, Pete. Very well. Very well.
Okay, nice one, Pete. And we are running out. We've got a fantastic conversation about the gender and language and the politics thereof. We won't go into that right now because we've got 7 minutes. And we need to sing. And I have to say, in my hierarchy of personal needs, if it comes to talking about politics or singing, it's always going to be singing. So we'll do that. But I won't avoid a political conversation. You know that. We'll have that another time.
No,
But just gonna say,
I don't think that the language being a masculine word or a feminine word, I don't think that reflects anything. I don't, in my opinion, it doesn't reflect anything about being politically in favor or not.
Yes.
You often hear senhores y señoras these days rather than just senhores.
Okay, listen, let's just say we're not going to get through all the comments because we're going to sing now in this last 6 minutes. But just want to say hello to the people we haven't said hello to yet. João Mendonça is here. Bom dia, Carlos, senhora, mansão tudo de bom para vocês. Thank you, João. And Uncle Krusty's here. What a great name. Bom dia, alegria a todos from Kauai. I hope I've got that right. Kauai. A fantastic introduction to Portuguese. Obrigada, Philomena, Carl, laughing my way into a new language. There we go. That's fantastic. That's just how we like it. And I think that's all the recent newcomers. So it's time to sing this morning. So you thought it was fun already. Oh, and Raphael's here. Not your average globetrotter. I've. With a simple I've. Oh, that's a question about obrigado, obrigada. I overheard men saying obrigada and women saying obrigado. I was under the impression that they were always supposed to be O and A. Is there something I'm missing? Is it just a pronunciation that he's getting?
No. He is right. He is 100% right. Some Portuguese people don't know Portuguese. That explains it, right?
Okay.
So he is right. He is absolutely right. According to the rules of the Portuguese language, a man should always say obrigado, and the woman should always say obrigada, because as I have explained earlier, you are saying that you are thankful, right, for something. You are thankful. So if you say I am thankful for something, then you are referring to yourself. So if you are a man, you should always use the masculine obrigado. And if you are a woman, if you say I am thankful, and if you are a woman, you are always using the feminine. But some Portuguese people think it's according to the person you are speaking to, but it's not right.
No, even not Portuguese people.
Even Portuguese. Yes, well, come on, Carl. There are lots of British who don't know English either.
Yes. I'm not going to go there.
No, let's not go there.
I've known Debs, but briefly for a moment about Debs, who we honoured earlier on. A truly inspirational woman whose own life ran a very challenging path. She overcame her own adversity and loss to help many people with their grief. Your spirit endures, Debs. Absolutely. And we will dedicate our joyous singing to you now, Debs. Let's do this together, everybody. Warn everyone in the neighborhood. There is about to be singing in Portuguese, everybody. And it is Natal de Elvas with a Portuguese tune to it. So I'll do my best to learn it. Here we go.
Yeah, so there we go. Let's see if I can sing this. So, eu hei de dar ao menino uma fitinha para o chapéu e ele também me há de dar lugarzinho no céu. Olhei para o céu e estava estrelado, vi o Deus menino em palhas deitado, em palhas deitado, em palhas estendido, filho de uma rosa, de um cravo nascido. Ai, 3 palavras disse a Virgem. Ai, quando nasceu o menino, ai, vinde cá, meu anjo douro, meu sacramento divino. Arre, burriquito, vamos a Belém, ver o Deus menino que a senhora tem, que a senhora tem, que a senhora adora. Arre, burriquito, vamos lá embora.
Oh, beautiful there. Now, are we going to be able to do this justice together, I wonder? There's a lot of vocab in there, which is
It's
really
a
lot
lot.
of vocab. Should we just focus on one of the verses there, I think? Because there's not really a chorus necessarily. It's almost like a poem that's sung, isn't it?
Yes. And this one, for example, is not, it's a Portuguese song. It's not like you sent me the Portuguese version of Jingle Bells. We can also sing that one if you want.
We're out of time today.
Oh, yeah.
That's our problem. Unless we can schedule another sing-song in. We've got a Christmas party next Thursday night, so you could come back and teach loads of people to sing then. But I'm thinking maybe that should we do the last verse together, because it seems appropriate to be leaving on a donkey.
The last one with the donkey. Yes, with the donkey.
So why don't we sing that together a couple of times? Everyone, I would like to join in, please. So would you take us through again with the words and the tune, and I'll do my best to keep up with you.
Although there are some R's that are difficult, but
all your R's, everybody.
Practicing your R's, right?
Okay, so we've got S's and R's here this morning.
Arre, burriquito, vamos a Belém, ver o Deus menino que a senhora tem, que a senhora tem, que a senhora adora. Arre, burriquito, vamos lá embora.
Let's do that one more time, because it is time for us to vamos embora, isn't it,
vamos
today?
Embora.
Vamos embora. So let's do that one more time. Sing it, everybody.
1, 2, 3. Arre, burriquito, vamos a Belém, ver o Deus menino que a senhora tem, que a senhora tem, que a senhora adora. Arre, burriquito, vamos lá embora.
Yay! I think that was pretty good, actually. Philomena, thank you so much. The last verse of Natal de Elvas. We'll talk about maybe if you would like to come along to our Christmas party next Thursday night on the webinar, and maybe we can have a sing-song with everybody then, and maybe we'll do one with a familiar tune that we know.
The Jingle Bells, right?
I think we will be drunk by that time. 7:30 on a Thursday night. Most of them are out of it, and especially with their dodgy festive jumpers on.
It's going to be after my birthday. On
when
Wednesday.
Is your birthday? Your birthday is on Wednesday, so we could celebrate with you again on Thursday if you're up for that. We'll get our people to talk to your people, and I thank you so much for this year of your wonderful contribution to our ever-increasing vocabulary, pronunciation, and understanding of your beautiful culture.
And
here.
telling off, right?
And those tellings off, you've no idea that there are people whose lives are lifted by this picture and then crushed by this one, but not really. This is the one we live for. There, so thank you, Philomena. Really appreciate it. Thank you for a lovely year of
de nada.
instruction and humor. And Mac coming along as well, the special guest that you brought. Yes. It's been a wonderful year. Muito obrigado.
De nada. É sempre, as I said before, it's always a pleasure. É sempre prazer estar no programa. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, and there we go. Sue's backing me up there. Bom fim de semana, a minha pessoa. Yeah, that works. Lovely voice, Philomena. You are brave as well.
Not really.
Flowers for you, an applause, everything. Flowers being thrown onto the stage as well. Look at that. It's like a proper
Obrigada.
Jerry, Simon Cowell is on the phone. He wants the girl, but she must drop the boy. Thanks. That's rock and roll. It's show business for you. More flowers for you there.
Obrigada.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao.
See you next year, right?
Yes, see you next year. Or maybe if we can...
Boas festas para todos. Boas festas.
Boas festas para todos. Feliz Natal. Tchau, tchau.